If I start with the 30mm one, I'm just going to make a measure and make a mark 30mm. I'm going to use the tri-square, pencil on the mark, push the tri-square up so I can mark. Can you see the pencil line? Good. I've made the pencil. Listen, if you make the pencil line that dark on your plywood, it will take you ages to sand it away when you've finished. So you want a light line. I've made it darker. The dark line. I'm going to put the piece of plywood on it until I can barely see the line. I don't know if you can see that on there. Zoom in. Just about barely see the line. And then on the other side, I'll make a little line, and I can use the tri-square to do my parallel line, and that shows me the thickness of the plywood. I only want to cut halfway across, which is why it's called a halving joint. The plywood is 75mm wide, so half of 75 is 37.5, and I can use the tri-square on the end to get a little line across there, and I am just going to put some shading in the bit that I want to cut away. And it doesn't matter, but because I've shaded this side in, I'm going to shade the other side in on that one. Now I need to cut those away, so I'm going to use a coping saw. The nice thing about a coping saw is that you can turn the blade round to a different angle by turning the little tags. You need to make sure the handle is tight when you use it, or this bow will move. But if I need to, I can slacken the handle off and and tighten it up again. The blade is fairly narrow, thin, so it doesn't automatically go in a straight line for you. It might wander off one way or wander off. So it might wander off. So you have to steer it one way or the other. Use both hands to hold it. We're going to clamp the work in the vise. I am always going to cut the line that's nearest the end first, because that will make a weaker bit of wood. And then when I cut the second one, I'm cutting in. I'm using the back of my thumbnail against the blade so I can stop the blade sliding sideways on the work. I'm just putting my thumb on there. I've not got my thumb next to the teeth, it's on the small bit, and I can use that just to get a couple of little strokes started. I'm not pushing down on it, because that will make the blade grip it and make it hard. All I'm doing now is providing the backwards and forwards motion. Steer it one way or the other to keep it in a straight line. And I am going to saw down to the bottom of the slot. If I get this wrong, do I want the slot too big or too little? Too little. So then we'll do the same on the other side. Now, I could have drilled a hole at the bottom of that slot and that piece would fall out, but the other thing I can do, if I go back to the other slot, when I'm at the bottom, as I go backwards and forwards, I can turn the saw around, and now I can saw across the bottom. Doesn't quite come out, has it? To make that bit fall out. So I've cut out the piece of wood. If I've got it right, that piece will be too small for this piece of wood. Okay? 120. Some of it says P80, and that will be too coarse. And what you can do is wrap the sandpaper around the file and use that to sand the wood smooth and to make the slot a bit bigger, a little bit at a time, until the other piece fits in. So make it too small. Sand it a bit at a time until you can get the one piece to fit in the other. Can you see it hasn't gone all the way? So I now know I just need to sand the bit. I've got a little bit more sanding to do on that one. Sometimes the paper tears as well, and then you'll have to move to another bit. Hasn't taken me long. I've done this before, so I'm afraid I make it look a bit easier than it is, but once you get it in, if you get the fit right, then the one piece won't wobble against the other piece. If you get the fit a bit looser, then you end up with more of a movement. Okay?